Hey guys, everybody hear me okay? How's that looking today? Okay, that looks pretty good. No audio. Do you have audio now? Hearing now? Yeah, I had it muted just in case something was going on back here. Kind of a bit of a mixed bag, but it's chilly, man. It is chilly, 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 chilly. Good to see everybody. Who's here today? JC, Archie, good to see you. Good to see you. It says there's 3 people here, but 2 people are chiming in. Good, good, good. I hope everything's going well with you. It's about like this here, man. There's a Norwalk. Oh, fuck. Just knocked my teeth. There's a Norwalk virus going around town, and people are puking out of their mouths and their asses. And I was at firefighting last night, and the doctor was telling me, one of our firefighters, the doctor, he was like very, very ill, and a lot of people are very ill in town. I feel like I'm on the verge. Like I feel pukey. I feel like I've got to be very, very quiet and calm. Yeah, it's chilly at night still. Like the other day when it was sunny, it was beautiful. It was like, in the yard it was 25, 25 centigrade right in the sun. Just loving it. But chill, like just the breeze is chilly. It's chilly. Absolutely. I'm washing my hands constantly. Oh, here's the missus. Cat. Yeah, I can't afford, like, as much as really doesn't matter if I get sick. Oh, kitty. Because I don't have a job. I don't have to do nothing. So, but my wife, if she gets sick and she has to miss work and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. So, yeah, but it's going around. Like my buddy's mom's a nurse, and she's sick. Like she's in bed sick. That's how sick she is. Pretty nasty. So I'm feeling like I got a tickle in my throat. I don't know what's going on. Something in the There's something in the air. There's something in the air. It's that time of the year, right? Flu and cold and flu season. Okay, so what can we talk about this morning? Right off the get go, of course, we know what happened here in Canada a couple of days ago. We had a Liberal win. We had Mark Carney. I always want to say Art Carney, or I just want to say the Clown Carney, the Clown Show, whatever like that. So this is my take after talking and reading a lot, and this is just my two pennies. Uh, Trump had an effect on our election. People that I talked to associated Pierre Poilievre with Donald Trump. Now we know that Peter came out, Mr. Poilievre, and denounced him and blah 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 blah. But when it all came down to, people couldn't. And here it is, like that's what happens. You get something in the narrative, and even though like what was it? Dickie Nixon. I'm not a crook. I'm not a criminal. Whatever. But he was. So here we find ourselves, uh, people who heard that story or statement that he was and so at any cost, like, people don't realize that the TDS is deep, like it's a real thing. Like, I notice it, it's palpable, you can see it. Now, I'm not saying that uh, uh, Peter's going to save the world and he was the Messiah or anything like that. I'm not trying to purport that here. All I'm saying is that a lot of people were scared to death. This is my opinion, of course, and just what I'm trying to gauge from the layperson out of the street. Yeah. Hey, Retro, good to see you, buddy. The layperson in the street, that, if we vote for Pierre, we're voting for the Orange Man. And that is not the case, but that was the belief. Or because they're both conservative, if you want to use that term loosely, if you can even use that term conservative anymore, I think we should start renaming the parties. Because that's not the Liberal Party that I grew up with, or the conservatives that I grew up with, or even the NDP for that matter. Yeah, yeah, the narrative. Yeah, so he won. Now, albeit with a minority, Jagoff Stink got absolutely decimated, and I think that was as much as the reality was that people were afraid of the Orange Man bad and an affiliation, whatever. I know it's not even real, but it's at all costs we must have a Liberal government to oppose that, or whatever. And that was the belief, and that's my opinion. That's all. That's my opinion. It's not worth anything. It's just an opinion. Because over the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, under the flag of the Liberal government, it's been an atrocious run. And what? Somebody said something, yeah, like, it's as if you're covered in shit and you changed your shirt. That's it. That's what we did. Now, I was gobsmacked. Like, my buddy, I don't even want to talk to people. I was like, really? Like, for me, I just wanted to give. Like, we know Carney. We got his track record. We know, we can go back in his history and you find out exactly what he's all about. We don't need. Peter's new. Peter Poilievre. I would have given him. I would have given him 4 years. Give him all the rope he needs. We needed to give him a chance, and we didn't. And love him or hate him, he wasn't the Orange Man, and now we'll never know, because he lost his seat. I mean, really, eh? Did they send a message or what? He lost his seat. I don't know how they work it in the parliament, but if he's the leader of the opposition, and if he's not an elected individual, I don't know how he's going to get up and talk. They're going to have to pick somebody, or he'll stand up in, I don't know. He's not an elected person anymore. He wasn't elected. So what is he? A bus driver? What does that mean? Like, you don't get elected, but you're the guy who's in charge, like, because our system's different than your system. So how does that work? He's not elected. He has no right to represent the people in his riding because he wasn't elected by them, so he can't speak for them. So who does he speak for? Does that mean you can have anybody off the street? I guess you can. Like Carney just came in right off the street. I'll fix everything. I'll put my shirt on because I'm full of shit. It's just really weird. So the Liberals won, and we've got 4 years to find out. And I was laughing with my buddy because the election was in April, and I said, "Well, 4 years. Okay, 4 years to get everything ready for Apophis, because Apophis is coming in April of 2029, right?" And when the criminals decide that they're going to actually have a crash into the planet, and they do all the math, sometime in the beginning of April. I sound like Morgan Freeman. Sometime around the beginning of April, we'll see. I'm just joking now. So, Liberal win. Okay. Did I just hear somebody? I thought I just heard somebody calling my name. Oh, that's the first sign. You hear voices. Yep. Yep. Pretty much. The media was. We were talking about that when we were doing Conspiracy Hour, my buddy and I, and we were like our mainstream media is absolutely atrocious in Canada. I was watching like I had to turn on the election coverage just for a little bit. I turned on the CBC and I watched Rosemary Barton. I think it's Chantal Hébert. I think it's Andrew Coyne, and there was a couple of other mutton, but you could. It was grotesque, and even and for me, and I can't stand Barton. I can't stand Rosemary Barton. You know, and the way she spoke to her guests or her co-panelists or whatever. These anyway. These are children giving power. Children that have been given power. Nanu nanu. The fawns and what was Rob that guy? What was Mork? Mork from Ork? It was the fawns and Mork from Ork and the thumb and the bzzz. Was that after? Was that after Happy Days that Jumped the Shark? Was that after? Or was it before? I don't remember. The days of Happy Days were good when. Sorry, I got on the Happy Days thing because I saw the Nanu Nanu. Were good with Leather Tuscadero, Pinky Tuscadero. The old days, the very beginning, where where the theme song at the beginning was "Rock Around the Clock." It wasn't Happy Days. Oh, absolutely. Or muzzling, or the independent sites that get to speak, the ones that are accepted, the ones that are on the protected class on YouTube, the TikTok, the Rumbles, all the Bitcoin, if that even, or the not the BitChute, if that even exists anymore. Uh, like, did I see Tim Pool asking questions at the, like things like that? Like, who are these people getting their money from? It's not just the Joe Schmo Patreon. It just can't be that. It doesn't make any sense that Billy, like me, sending you $2. You know, if you've got 100,000 subs or 200,000 subs, and 10 or 20 people or 30 or 400 people send you $200. You know, it just doesn't. The money has to be coming from somewhere else. So the alternative media, or the controlled alternative media, what I call it, because the true alternative media, the guys I listen to, like the guys that I'll go to, their channels are so obscure. And I go to the ones that are absolutely hated. Like I go to the Gray Zone because they're hated. They're absolutely hated by everybody in all parties. You know, I'll go to Do Dissidents because uh, they seem to take a piss on a lot of things. Like I have a lot of hard time with a lot of what they say, but it gets my brain thinking. I don't like a lot what they say, but Too fucking bad for me, eh? Too bad. Cry me a river. So, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the media is not worth a pinch of shit. That's why I tell everybody is if you're getting your shit from the tube, you're getting nothing. You're getting nothing. If you haven't vetted it or confirmed what it is, then you're getting nothing. You're getting a story. You're getting a two-headed cat story. Confirm it. Type it in. Like the bombing in Iran. We'll talk about that. You know. There's been some fake videos out there. There's been some reporting. It's like, well, no, I checked it. That didn't happen. You know. But now it did happen. So anyway, we'll talk about that. But meanwhile, while everybody's talking about the election here, Orange Man bad, Homan sending mothers with children back to El Salvador. I'm just picking that out of my ass. Nobody's talking about India and Pakistan. And from what I read this morning, it is dire. It is. We are on the verge. We are on the verge. We have two countries. Like I said last show, we have Clinton had NAFTA. Yep, yep. I remember when NAFTA came in. Yep, I remember NAFTA. I remember speaking to Brian Mulroney right to his face. Yeah, I saw him at a hockey game once. Cornered him before the security came. Anyway, I'm just joking. I didn't corner the ex-prime minister of Canada. But yeah, India, Pakistan. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares, or nobody thinks it's a big deal. Or when they think of it, because they listen to the mainstream media, they think of India as tut-tuts. Like if you were to go to the average layperson in Toronto, Montreal, New York, Denver, pick a couple of big cities around in North America. We'll just stick to North America. I won't rail on Europeans because I know that they seem to know more about their geography. But if you were to even ask them, give me two cities, give me one city in Pakistan and give me one city in India. Now you'll probably get India. You'll get Delhi. You'll probably get Delhi or Mumbai or something. I don't know. Islamabad for Pakistan. If even I'm even right in my saying that those. But so when I don't even think if you were to ask a layperson who has nukes on the planet, like who are the countries that have nukes, they wouldn't even remember. Like everybody knows that America has them. Everybody knows that GBR has them. Everybody knows that Israel has them because those are because the stink with Israel and everything. Everybody knows that Canada doesn't have any. Everybody knows that Russia has some. Everybody knows that China has some. But when you come down to it, like unless you go online and say who are the nuclear armed countries on the planet, the layperson doesn't even look at. They look at India and Pakistan. They look at India has a lot of people and it smells and it stinks. It's really humid. Pakistan's the same because it's just a little north of there. Blah 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 blah. So their knowledge is really limited. So when all this is going on and people you talk about the hate that we've got in the sandbox in the Middle East or the hate that we've got in the sandbox in the Slavic area, this effing sandbox, they're like serious. Like if I'm not mistaken, the Prime Minister Modi just said, hey, he pulled all the stops off. Go for it. Ouch. Go get him. They may. British Columbia, Vancouver, not the same. You've got a lot of. Well, no, yeah, Vancouver, the Lower Mainland would be the same then as Toronto, probably. The Far East has come over, starting from Pakistan all the way to the Philippines, if you want to say Japan. Funny how no Japanese are coming over here to live. Not that I know of. I think there's two in town here. The married white guys. But anyway, so India, Pakistan, we have to watch that because I was saying before, like this could start up somewhere else. I don't know who these two countries are affiliated with. I don't know who their trading partners are. I know that India is part of the BRICS. Very limited knowledge in a friend that went to India most recently. She had a great time. That's about all I know about it. But I do know that the history of them back and forth at each other goes deep. It's like like when you go back and you go to Quebec and you talk to some, some people around the 70s in Quebec, when they were alive during those times, a lot of real back and forth. So I'm worried, more and more worried about that, because it's the quiet thing that it's we have to worry about. All the bluster and the Iran and Israel stuff. Well, okay, but it's there and it's in our face, and we just don't know what's going on over in that disputed Kashmir region. I guess it must be really beautiful up there because they're both fighting over it, and they've been fighting over it for a long time. We'll see what happens. But man, India, Pakistan, whoo-wee. I don't even know what to say. Like I'm worried more about that. You know, and what didn't and I'll just it just popped into my head. Nostradamus, didn't Nostradamus? Isn't one of his predictions for the future was saying that the final contract would start somewhere in that region as opposed to anywhere else? Or could that be all mishmashed in with, because Iran and all that? It's all that mishmash in there, right? So it all could be uh, combined. Yeah, NAFTA. Yeah, how what a quinky dink, eh? Won't be pretty. Won't be pretty if somebody stupid enough starts it up, and then it becomes a domino. It won't be pretty. It won't be good. It won't be good at all. It'll be very bad, in my opinion. Very bad. You know, because we've got. I was listening to Jeffrey Sachs. We do have children, like we have like, and he says, and somebody said to him, says, "Oh, you're doing a disservice to children, because children are innocent and they do things because they're children and they're stupid." When I use the word stupid, I don't mean that they just haven't learned yet, but we have adults that are stupid like children, and they should know better, and they don't, and there's those people who believe that they can win a nuclear war or something. So I don't know. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to watch it again. I can't remember. I watched it. It was a long time ago. I'm gonna say 15 years ago. I watched the Nostradamus prediction videos. It's fun. Um, but I was sure that it was something about more. It was talking about that region right there. Kick it all off. You know, start your Christmas shopping early. You might not have Christmas. Okay, so the Iran port, yeah. Um, People were speculating that it was something like a message that was sent, like what they did for Lebanon. I don't buy the fucking welding mishap in Lebanon. No, that was deliberate, and I don't know how or why or something behind the scenes. It garnered something behind the scenes that I don't think any of us. It was a chess move that was so subtle, big but subtle, you know, for later down the line. Maybe for what's going on right now. I don't know. I don't know. But it seems like, yeah, like it wasn't a, and especially like, well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Okay, if you come out right away, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I don't know. We'll see. It would not surprise me one bit if that little place in the sandbox did do it. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, off of. I mean, we could belabor Iran and India, Pakistan forever. I don't know what's. I'm looking at this because something else is going on. Now I'm gonna just segue into this. The weather is strange. It's still strange. I know it's May. It's still early, but supposedly like tomorrow or the next day, we're getting some weather anomalies that we're going to be like freezing cold at night again. Don't plant your shit outside. That's for sure. And then last night, my buddy phoned me. He says, "Hey man, go look at the moon." That's why I put the phases of the moon on the thing. Um, um, Look, I've done the moon my whole life. Looked at it, binoculars, telescopes, look at where it is, whatever. The moon is our satellite, our natural satellite, supposedly, and it's a thing that you look at. The first time the moon. So I go last night, and I'm like, wow. Now help me out here. You guys are all been around quite a while. Have you ever seen the moon be a smiley face? Like, I know waxing, waning, quarter, half moon, full moon, new moon, all those moon, blue moon, fucking green cheese moon, whatever. Now I'm going from my memory. I've got my astronomy books that I've got, and I went through them as well. I'm looking phases of the moon, and all the photos show the quarter moon the way it is. It's a quarter moon, not a smiley face. So I'm like, okay, why is it a smiley face? Is it just that I've never noticed it was a smiley face before in my 62 years on the rock? I don't think so. I mean, it was a really almost full smiley face last night. It was just off a little bit. And I was like, wow. To my recollection, I cannot remember seeing it like that many times. The man who saw tomorrow. The power outages in Portugal and Spain? Yeah. Oh, Iron Sky, one of my go-tos for yuck, the Nazis on the dark side of the moon. Yeah, no, I can't look. We'll talk about the Nazis in a second here, but all roads lead to Argentina and Antarctica. I'm just taking a piss. There's so much I don't know. I'll just have to leave it at that. No, I don't remember the moon like that either. It was never because guess what? It's like the Bernstein thing. Okay, I read those books to my kids. Okay, I know children. I know how we are, or how I was as a child. I was a real shit. I was a real. This thing got me into trouble all the time. This mouth, ooh baby, this festering abyss. I would say shit like that. So when Bernstein came out, the controversy. I'm not going to go into the controversy. All I'm going to say is that if it had been the Bernstein or the Bernstein as opposed to the Bernstein, I know how my kids are. They would have been the Bernstein, the stain, the bear, shit stain bear, the bear stain, shit stain bear, shit stain, stain, stain. It would have been constant, 24/7. Kids do that. They'll find something and they'll go on it. I'm not going to argue the pros and cons of the Bernstein, and but it just seems that something has changed. Something has changed. Something has changed. JC, what were you when you said the power outage? Did you mean Spain and Portugal, the big power outage that when they got knocked out? Is that what you're talking about? The Nazis. Yeah, let's talk about the Nazis then, just for shits and giggles. So, I was just going through my feed this morning. I wanted to get some notes. Okay. Yeah. It very well could have been another part in the bubble of information, and we're just gonna have to go from there. Through my feed this morning, Argentina has just released the what I would call, okay, and this is why I put a big question mark, the Nazi files. Okay, now aliens, JFK, World War II, Nazi Hitler lore. Where is he now? Elvis type stuff. Man, you were if it bleeds, it leads, right? So if you want to have something that's going to garner, huh? What? Look over there. Where? Hey, there goes Jeannie with a new boyfriend. Don't look here. Look over there. So now they've released this. Argentina's come out and they've released now because it's been a billion years and everybody's dead. They've released all the files and they said that like Mengele and all of those guys were down there and everything like that. So, I mean, now this is my thing on it. Is it an Epstein type file? Is it just one of these things where yeah, we were going to release it. We did release it, but we released a redacted thing, or we released this, or, you know, you can't do anything about it anyway. Blah 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 blah. So I had to look at that, and like we have the Epstein stuff. Nothing's come of it. I still don't see. I mean, somebody just got Deborah Jean Palfrey. You guys remember this Deborah Jean Palfrey? Who was it? Virginia Giuffre? I don't know if I'm saying that last name right. Giuffre, young lady, uh, supposedly caught up in the shit show, and wow, she was all of a sudden she was unalive one day when they found her unalive, and I was like, oh come on, man, and everybody just it just move on, it just move on, you know. So will this do anything? Will this bring anything out? Will anything to do these I told you so's or see or whatever, what have you? I don't know. I just found it very timely, if you want to use that word, because you know we see um, what distractions can do when you're not looking up and you're looking down at the ground. You don't see. It's, you know, that's why I can't understand this generation. Like when I walk down, I'm always like this. I'm always observing. I'm always looking. I'm always taking everything in. I don't look down, and that's why I find, you know, what's going on right now. We're not looking. We're not. And the powers that these. What did there was a thing we want to talk about the aliens too that are on the planet, of course. But well, I got to let some time go by with this. I mean, I haven't even read through it. I just saw the article. I wanted to get some headlines to go, but really, you know, yes, I don't have a phone. I'll be one. I don't have one of those. That's a lot. My wife gave me her old phone. It's plugged in. It functions. I don't have any plan for it. I can go online when I have Wi-Fi access and, you know, FaceTime, you know, stuff like that. You know, I mean, and I can do rudimentary internet searches on it and stuff like that. But I don't. I'm not one of these people that, you know, I don't have. I don't do this. I was watching The Expanse like the other day, and they were just sending information, was doing this, and I was like, wow, isn't that cool? Let's see if this works and get my ink. No, shit, didn't work. Yeah, getting crazy. Iran port, in keeping with Lebanon. Very strange weather going on right now. I wanted to mention that, in keeping with the waxing smiley face. Now, I don't know what's going on. I have my ideas that uh, something's going on with our planet because everything seems to be off. The planet, us. More than that, I can't tell you. So, just gonna have to keep my faith, be strong, be true to my school, keep going forward, and hope that whatever happens, I'll be strong enough to survive or to get through to the next side. Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I absolutely thought it was hilarious. Uh, I love the ending. The ending with the guy crawling out of the. I don't want to spoil it. So anyway, go watch it. Don't look up. It's on Netflix. It's funny. Go watch Iron Sky with the Nazis from the Dark Side of the Moon. You will laugh. You will laugh. It's funny. If you look at when the films were made or who they're trying to portray, especially in uh, Iron Sky, the person who portrays the president of the United States is Sarah Palin. So go watch it, please. I beg you. I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's well acted. The effects are amazing. It's funny. You know, Don't Look Up was good too as well. That's how I'd want to go out, just having supper. with my family and my friends, you know. And in keeping with the crazy weather and the like, remember I mentioned last week that the UK wants to have, they have some sun dimming project on right now. Yeah. Oh, here's Kitty. Kitty. Sun dimming. So in keeping with the James Bond psychopaths, because now we know that Blofeld is running the planet. Spectre is in charge. I think we've got the reverse James Bond going on right now. What we have is we've got the Spectre James Bond going around the world right now, killing all the good people. We've got negative James Bond going on right now, or mirror James Bond. Sorry, mirror James Bond. There you go. So now we've got another thing. The U.S. is to launch a satellite to beam the sun rays to Earth. So if my memory serves, as I killed and burned many, many ants and such, and my own skin and paper and wood, magnifying or projecting the sun onto something is not good, and it could cause problems. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the whole premise in Diamonds Are Forever. If you remember Diamonds Are Forever, Blofeld put a laser in space, and he could light anything on fire wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted. Press a button. That's it. That's all he had to do. Until James Bond came. Dum 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 dum. He saved the day. Oh fuck! You gotta love TV, eh? So they've got, or now this is okay because my brain never shuts up and never shuts down. So as soon as I saw that article, I thought of the core. Remember the core? Like when our planet was going, supposedly, like anyway, I don't even need fucking movie, but the core, there was a scene in it where holes in our magnetosphere or ozone or some kind of protective layer opens, and literally the rays come right through, and there's one where you see it going across, and it's in the San Francisco Bay, I think, and it goes across the bridge, melts the bridge, burns Buddy's arm, and then just basically just cooks everything as it goes by, making it just a line uh, where the hole was and the sun rays going through. Okay, now when I read this article, now, I don't know if they're going to launch this satellite. I don't know. I mean, there's so much shit flying around the planet right now. They probably got pennies flying around the planet right now. I don't even know. Quarters, nickels, whatever. But uh, what I can say is that it could be a ruse. There could be something, because in my opinion, the whole planet's changing. Climate change, whatever you want to call it. But this could be just a story put out that because though they know that some weird things are going to happen, are they going to blame it on this thing? Are they going to say, yeah? And then we think about things like Lahaina, and they're saying, yeah, there's directed energy weapons from space, and now the conspiratards and all this. And I'm like, are they putting this out there just to fucking stir the pot or what? I don't even know. Yeah, I just read the article this morning. Hang on. Somebody's calling me. Important. Okay, sorry. Life intrudes sometimes. Do I see leaves on fruit trees? Yes, you do. You see everything. You see everything has flowers on it except for that plum tree right there, and I don't know why. Last year I had one flower. I started getting a plum and it just dropped. I think it's just having a hard time. It's in a growth, or it's that plum is good. The pear's got flowers. All of the everything's got flowers on it. The peach tree has flowers on it. Yeah, I'm so excited. I might get peaches this year. Yeah, yeah. Don't look up. Looking forward to the garden this year. It's looking really good. The greenhouse went out there yesterday. A couple things are hurting, but not too bad. So okay, weather is strange. Yeah, waxing smiley face. Yes, satellite sun and ruse 8. Okay, I don't know why this is. I don't know if anything, if you guys know of any significance as to if these dates mean anything, but Putin, or Putin, however you want to say that, just declared a ceasefire from May 8th to May 10th. I don't know what that means, unless those are like it could be like Russia Day or something like that that I don't know about, or that's the anniversary of when they took the Romanovs out to the beach and shot them all or whatever. I don't know. I could be using the wrong dynasty too as well, so I don't know that stuff. I was thinking back to Doctor Zhivago, but I was just wondering like why May 8th to May 10th. I don't know why a unilateral ceasefire. I don't know what that means. Is that the day the aliens are watching? So we're supposed to be playing nice, and then we shouldn't be shooting at each other, so that when they look in the little box, like, oh, they're doing okay. Go to another channel, go to Earth 2 and see how they're doing. You know, I don't know. It's just another one of those things that makes me wonder when these people make these announcements. It's the same thing, like anything, like with this, like the Nazi files. What? Realistically, like here's the thing too, like supposedly, like we hunted those people after that World War II incident. Like we went looking for them. The planet was pretty small back then. It wasn't that large. Like we had mapped it out, like we knew where I don't think that there was any places that we hadn't found yet. Places that we hadn't gone yet. I'm pretty sure we had found Machu Picchu by then, stuff like that. When we discover things. So when I think about this story and I think about all these guys that went there, now I'm not going to argue the pros and cons of. I'm just saying that, not unlike Project Paperclip, that there was two classes of people, like the ones that didn't get served up and the ones that get served up, and it'll be the same thing that happens right now. If anything changes, and our system changes, and everything goes to awry, and we have to start over from scratch, just like they did after World War II. Like a lot of things changed. Manufacturing, industrial manufacturing went to another place because it was all decimated over there. So go here. There was big changes after World War II. But what I notice is that the main players, the ones responsible for most of the shite, really didn't burn at all. It was just like like when you watch stupid movies like The Boys from Brazil, and they've got prison guards in jail, or the cook, or this guy or that guy. When supposedly when you read down the list, you're like, wow, these are high level guys. I wonder why they weren't served up. Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe it wasn't supposed to go that way. Eh? Maybe it was supposed to go some other way, and it didn't. And I'm just going to end off with the aliens. I read this article. It was part of the feed this morning. I love aliens. You got to love aliens. Aliens living amongst us. Some about 80 years. I should have written down the title exactly. Something about 80 years. And people are trying to come to some sort of hypothesis. I think okay, they're benevolent, and they're trying to help us out, and they're kind of like Star Trek non-interference directive, kind of like trying to help us along, and for whatever reason can't stop us from our free will or whatever. So we end up fucking up and making mistakes and doing all kinds of weird things. But once again, I'll reiterate it. The alien thing. You can't come here from planet X, open your door and walk out here. You'll die. It's just the way it is. That's my knowledge of everything that I know in my world, Earth. That if I go to space and just open the car door, I'll die because I'm from Earth. If I go to I'm a land-based bipedal creature, corporeal, air-breathing, shitting, organic being based on carbon. We'll just leave it at that. And that's probably wrong, but let's just accept that as the truth. And then I decide to go to Venus. Well, guess what? I'm gonna die in 5 seconds. Or no, it's even faster than that from what I gather from the pressure or whatever. So the alien question as to whether or not they've been here and actually stepped out of their aircraft or whatever spacecraft without any kind of exoskeleton or any kind of protective environmental suit is hogwash. Is absolute hogwash, in my opinion. And people are going to argue, well, they're probably so superior and da 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 that their bodies attacked everything and then da da da. Yeah, okay, then it literally like they're super duper, just like in Star Trek, their super duper immune system will kill everything around it, just like in TNG, when they made a super kid and everybody started dying around him. It's because he was so super that anything around him was seen as a virus, and his body's attacked it and killed it. So there you go. So the aliens would have to be us, hybridized, educated in some sort of manner, kind of like they live. That's why I love They Live. So they're the ones in power, and the hybridized aliens, or the cloned aliens or whatever. Tom Cruise running around. I mean, just so much. Yep. 80 years ago. No, it wasn't. No, that Roswell 47. So 47, 53, 50. What's 53 and 25? 78. Yeah. So we got another 2 years. Roswell, right around World War II, right around the end of World War II, right? Is that when all that stuff was going on? Is it all possible? But man, if they landed and walked out and after observing us and trusted us, and were stupid enough to sorry, my alien brother and sister, man, but if you landed here after looking, if you'd have done any good recon, there's no fucking way you would have landed. No way. Maybe you were stupid enough to come in the atmosphere and possibly get shot down. That's all on you. And now you fucked this up for hundreds and hundreds of years. Thanks a lot. I could just see it now. It was probably Starbuck and Apollo, and Starbuck being such an asshole said, who screw the rules? I'm going down. I'm gonna buzz the tower or whatever, and got shot down. Fuck. I love it. I love science fiction. I love it so much. But that's my take on the aliens. They're among us. They're part of us. Now, to what end? Like what? What is it? The adrenochrome? Is that like what? Is it? Is it something else? Is it something we just don't know about? I come in peace. You remember that movie, right? I Come in Peace. Is it that? Is they going to shoot us up full of something? And they get, we could go. I mean, it's amazing that Hollywood doesn't, make these really sick movies. Like go down the rabbit hole, man. Yeah, the aliens are here to. That's where all the children are. They're eating all the children, sucking the blood right out of their heads. I mean, shit. You want to talk about hate? That'll be a good way. Unite the earth against the aliens, the fake alien invasion, because they're coming to get your women and your children. It's a cookbook. Yeah, it's a cookbook. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, what was it? I saw some cartoon alien. He goes, good eating, but I always, get the bones stuck in my teeth. Or just, fuck it. You got to make fun of it, man. Just the thought of being eaten alive is not my. Oh no, it's the Rancor. I'm gonna get eaten alive. I hope I'm Luke Skywalker. You know, fuck it. So much to go on. You believe it on the aliens. That would be the. Could they make a good movie? My kingdom for a good conspiracy alien movie where they can wrap it all up. Maybe there is one out there that's so obscure that it just doesn't get any press. Like it's a really bad movie, but there's a movie, and it would go along the lines of trapping UFOs in our airspace, and fuck, I can't remember. It was a CIA movie. It was completely CIA. I mean, they kill the shuttle pilots in the movie, or they kill one of them anyway. And because it has to do with like even in their own governmental agencies are trying to get the other governmental agencies, and at the end, guess what the CIA does? Well, they blow up the fucking whole base because they can't control it. The man, the golden gun. They had the Solex, and he had that special laser. Yeah, there's that one, the golden gun. The diamonds are for everyone. It was in space, so you could get it. You could go anywhere. Now, um, land based, you could put them on airplanes if you had the technology and you had the power, you know, or the ability to redirect, from a satellite to the plane down, or generate some kind of fake and then you could call it coming from satellite, but it's actually from a plane. I don't know that stuff. All I know is that I've taken a magnifying glass and I've burned wood. I've started fires. I don't know how many ants I've scorched in my life, burned my own skin. Oh, Jill St. John. Whoa, 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 whoa. That, to me, that is a beautiful woman. Buxom, uh, full. We call it a full-bodied woman. Predicted. Oh, if I had my druthers, I was watching the Ten Commandments. I am an absolute Yvonne Carlo nut. I think Yvonne Carlo is probably one of the best looking women I've ever seen. Ten Commandments, The Monsters, just beautiful. Can't get over it. Like those women back then were just the beautiful women back in the day, like the Marilyn Monroes, the Betty Grable, and all that stuff. Like, yeah. If I were aliens, I'd be coming for our women. You know, we got some really pretty girls on this planet. Pretty excellent. Jill St. John, Bond girl, yeah, yeah. Good movie, James Bond. Good movie. You know, I like. It was one of my favorites. I liked what you call it, Live and Let Die for a while, but then I realized that that's when they changed over from James Bond the killer to James Bond the comedian. They went Sean Connery, then more the comedic years. When it was just a farce. Like what was that one with Christopher Walken was just terrible, with the tall black girl, just shit, just crap. Anyway, that's just me. Jane Seymour. Oh, Live and Let Die. Yeah, Jane Seymour, Battlestar Galactica, when she was dressed as one of the warriors. Woo. Dr. Quinn, medicine lady, the medicine woman. I used to watch that show. Yeah, a lot of men watch that show. Yeah, it wasn't for the writing. Yeah. Okay, so Nazi Files, the waxing smiley face. Don't know what to tell you. What do we have? Two suns? You know, satellite. Is it a real thing? Is it a bruise? You got to watch Pakistan and Iran. If I'm, in my opinion, that's where all the 7 and 9. Yeah, Jerry Ryan. That's buxom, in my opinion. yeah, the India Pakistan thing. I hope that nothing crazy goes on, but supposedly there's been some activity already in that region. So I don't know if that's going to boil over or if that's going to pop off into other areas. We can, you know, we can hope. We can just hope. See what happens for the next 4 years. Carney, the circus clown, the whole thing's a circus show anyway. What really is strange right now about is like nobody is talking in town. It's like I feel like I'm in shock. Like one that I can't believe that we actually did vote the Liberals in after all the shit that's going on again, and that it after it happened, it was just like as if like it's just the air went dead. It's just like whoa, there was a palpable lull or like a mood shift. Anyway, I'm just gonna let some time go by and let the CBC, CTV, and Global just sycophants just absolutely walk over themselves so they can teabag and sycophant and be obsequious sycophants and all that stuff. So I don't know. Pakistan and India. That's what we have to watch, really. Cold. Summer's not here yet. Warm in the day, cold at night. You guys were saying it was nice where you are, or sort of. Okay, we'll call it a show, man. What's next Wednesday? Nothing. I'll be here next Wednesday for sure. Be in the garden doing stuff. Yeah. In this area, our it changed over. It went conservative. We used to have is this place here is has been NDP, 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 always constantly, and then boom, it went conservative. Now I don't know. I don't look. I'm not going to argue about the validity of the election. I have nothing on that. I just can't believe it happened. I just can't believe that was the turnout. It just seems odd. Like we had what happened down in the States, the 4 years with that white-haired old geezer just screwing everything up, and then the cackling hen next to him just being an absolute bag of shit, and everybody seeing for what it was. And we had the same thing up here. We had the cackling hen next to the JT idiot. The same thing up here. We had just absolutely shit canning everything, screwing everything up, and we voted the same. Like something ain't right. That's all I can say about that. I don't have any more. You know. Love you guys out here, man. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for challenging me on some of the stuff, asking me, getting my brain working as well. The waxing smiling face. If anybody can find a photo. If anybody can find a photo. Yeah. I know a lot of people didn't vote here. That's for sure. Could Alberta leave? That's a good question. Now, if you were to poll Albertans and ask them, yeah, sure. I don't know how the paperwork is handled. I don't know those things. Can you just say, I'm not playing the game anymore. I'm not going to be part of Canada? Like, this doesn't even make sense. Can I be my own country? Like, Quebec wanted to be autonomous? Like, how would that have worked? Yeah, would the king allow it? The king. The king. I still can't get my head around that. I thought the queen would live forever. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Uh, I mean, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think the two countries should be amalgamated in some manner. And I don't. But when I say that, I mean that if North America were to be a union and South America were to be a union and Central America were to be a union and they were like a European Union, and there was no real Like you could call yourself a country, but not really a country. You know, call it for the Olympics. You're Canada for the Olympics, but for everything else, it's all the same. You know, all the trade is the same. I don't know if it would work, but that would, to me, yeah, slaves to the crown, actually, yeah, plebes, serfs. Um, I don't know. The whole world would have to change, though. You know, like when you think about it, like there was a time when America was not united, when it was just states. I mean, Alaska was the last. They could have been independent, their own country, couldn't they have been? But there's a lot to be said about that. So I don't know. I don't know. A lot of talk about it, and from what I gather, I haven't confirmed or vetted this at all. But they're going to a referendum in Alberta. They're going to ask the people. Danielle Smith or her cabinet. As soon as Carney got in, they were the paperwork. Now I have not vetted this story. I have not vetted. I don't know if this is just bullshit, but you know, Alberta does not like the way they're treated at all. So we'll see how that goes. You know, might move there. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Oh gosh, it's freaking cold. What's the weather? It's like 13 degrees out here, 14 degrees. It's cold. Yeah, we'll see you next week, man. Watch Pakistan and India. That's what I'm going to be watching, okay? So as always, peace, love, and grooviness. And we'll see you next week on the flip side. Peace. I guess us Yankees are you know, 1776 was your revolution. It took about, what, a while for England to accept that? Is it all possible that there was a backroom deal and you guys send a tithe to the UK? I mean, how does that island even exist? It's got no resources on it. It's got no trees. It's got no fucking nothing. How do they even have anything? What do they have? Buckets of gold underneath the castle? So yeah, it could be very well that Canada, it's probably the truth. We just send money just like we send money to Israel or whatever. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Peace to you and yours. And take care. Peace, love, and grooviness.